Michelle.
Hello, Jeremy.
So today we're going to talk a bit about data science. What is data science? In common terminology, when you think about it within our industry, what is it that brings all of this together under this big hat of data science?
Building a model on big data. There is a lot of dilution around people who call themselves data scientists who have very different skill sets from one another. And ever since it was declared to be the sexiest job of the 21st century, it's taken on a life of its own. You know, the way that this field developed was certainly coming out of mathematics, but because of the advances in computing, we, for the first time in around 2006, when NVIDIA launched its general purpose GPU, finally mathematicians were able to run algorithms that they were never able to run before. So it was all theoretical, right? You know, some concepts in machine learning were thought about and they were constructed, but they were never executable until the computing power came along. And at that point in time, kind of in the mid-2000s, suddenly the field required a merging of mathematics and software development or computer science together.
What do you see as the sort of constraints for big companies like Visa, or constraints for other companies and our clients within the industry out there, which essentially limits, you know, that infinitesimal possibility to actually what we can do within companies and within our industry at the moment?
I think one of the big things I've found that's quite important is that, you know, companies often start with this idea of, we want a data science capability, let's hire some great data scientists. So you start with I want somebody who can build a model. I found somebody who seems like they're very enthusiastic about building models, and they seem to be able to build great models. The issue with that is that, okay, how do you embed a model into your own organization's infrastructure? Because you don't want that model to just sit in some R&D lab somewhere and never actually see its way to execution.
Now you've got sort of universities around the place just churning out people who are coming up with data scientists. Or you look on somebody's LinkedIn profile, and I saw a graph, and it was probably about a year ago, just how the number of sort of profiles that had the word data science in their LinkedIn profile suddenly just went like that, right?
Especially for large companies that have the demand and need to do this data science experimentation at a larger scale. The most important part of it is integration of disciplines and integration within a business context that requires lateral thinking that is sometimes difficult for people to apply when they come from very narrow domains. So somebody who's a pure mathematician, somebody who's a pure computer scientist may not necessarily have the right level of conversation with peers in order to manage the pipeline, manage stakeholders, take something from beginning to the very end.